Please. Socket play. Socket play. Socket play.
The wormhole. Idiot, you find it on X.
Are you sure about that?
You're ruining the intro.
Alright everyone, welcome to the Ben 10 series. It's been such a long time and I've finally made it to the next part of the reactions that we were doing from last time. Episode 5 was when we did last time, we were on 6 and 7, and right after this I'll probably be recording 7 and 8 as well, so it's a big deal and we'll try to upload this literally as soon as possible. I'm not even like kidding, like genuinely as soon as possible, because like it means a lot and it's obviously like a very special surprise to be able to have double episodes that quickly. And obviously it benefits me because I want to push these episodes. I don't want to get to the. I want to progress, obviously, because I've seen obviously Ben 10, you know, and the whole premises I've already explained before in my previous episodes. But like obviously, many people like there's plenty full of people. I can probably just like put a bunch of symbols right here of channels that do reactions that you're all familiar with. But like their premise is either watching it new, seeing it, enjoying it. Fair enough. That's like how I was in 20 whatever, or in 2000 whatever, when I started watching it, because I watched it back in the day, not quite exactly on the date release, but like for the classic series I didn't watch it quite on the date release. I watched like 4 or 5 years later, because obviously when it actually came out I was born, so that's something. But to be fair, yeah, and other people like do breakdowns and whatever, but what I see is the tiny bits. When I look into an episode, the small increments, the things that stand out, the music, the action, the intensity of or like the meaningful of the situation, or something I find that I appreciate so much, is what makes the difference in every episode. And that I like to highlight those things out, and I like to enjoy like that's because like as a viewer, if you rewatch it, like you know what's going to happen. So what makes the difference is those tiny sparks that you don't realize, or the deeper meaning that you don't realize, something that you truly did not see. And that's why I love watching this, and I 100% want to watch this again, obviously, because there's also so much meaning behind it, so much feeling that I have not experienced in a very long time with these headphones. I've never watched it in headphones either. It feels so much more atmospheric in headphones as well. And so yeah, it's a huge prospect to release these episodes and try to get through them. So without further ado, this is episode 6 and we will begin starting right now. We all did this as a kid. We all did this as a kid, surely.
That, but in your case, it would be an improvement.
Oh man!
That kid ate that bug pretty fast, I'll be honest.
Time to pull
That was
out the secret
really
weapon.
See, this is when it like completely changes the meaning of the previous episodes, where Ben actually uses Omnitrix for good reason, like Grey Matter. Now he just uses Stinkfly for like no reason. And obviously terrifies the kid. You gotta question it.
There is such a thing as taking a joke too far, you know.
But then you gotta understand the morals of a 10-year-old are very unusual and low.
Impossible! Find it out!
Surprised Grandpa Mac's so casual with it, because like he didn't see this coming beforehand the scene began. Now, I'd really like to get an Omnitrix. I used to have a couple of them. They're quite cheapskate. If you've seen Stan Hanrahan, his makes beautiful Omnitrixes.
Come on, folks. Give the bug a chance to work.
The bug.
It's too intense. I wish.
See, this is what I love, is expanding the abilities of aliens. That guy did not want to be saved from that bug. But
Ah! That's the monster that ate that kid! Wow, look at the time. Gotta fly!
so the kid thinks he ate it, but that's not a bad
You'll
guess.
have a ball with it. Next exit.
Come on, Grandpa. At least give us a hint of what it is.
No hints. I've been planning this stop all summer.
The grainy texture is actually quite beautiful.
Now, Both of
from an
you,
original
close your
standpoint.
eyes.
To be honest, I'd be quite interested to see such a place that's so unusual. Like, it already looks quite unusual. It's just not...
Is this place great?
It very much seems like in the middle of
Tickets,
nowhere.
please.
I thought you were the mayor.
Desert sort of region.
He who wears the crown is burdened by many hats, son. Mind the signs.
I love these little photo shoot sessions that they have. They get overlooked too much. Or like underlooked. No, they get... I wonder if that's the same presentation to do every time someone comes in.
It's a big ball of rubber bands.
And who knows what secrets lie within.
More rubber bands?
Stay as long as you like. Mind the signs.
Look at this
That's
place.
bad if you're
These
bad.
guys are full of it. We've been...
The heroic sound for forearms.
One good prank deserves
I feel like that's forearms' signature sound.
For once?
It could crash the web. So these are very abnormal jumps from the rubber band ball, in my opinion. It's almost like as if it's controlled. Well, the stack of cards actually look kind of cool though.
Ow! What was that for?
Actually hurt
Turning me into a
forearms.
criminal.
Don't get your shorts in a twist. I'll just put everything back the way it was. No problem.
Okay, maybe a little problem.
What are we going to tell
Okay,
Grandpa?
you didn't see that.
We just play dumb.
Easy
That was like an electrostatic
You're a lot
interaction
better at it than I am.
of some sort. See, I don't understand how you meant to use a bathroom or anything in a sideways house. Welcome to the megawatts. There we go. That begs the question: what's a gigawatt?
What the heck happened here?
He knows everything. We are so busted.
See, I don't understand how they slept like that either.
Everything.
That would ache your left side or your right side.
Never admit anything until you absolutely have to. Got it?
Benjamin.
That's exposing the kids, surely. They can relate. I mean, Grandmax kind of knows
Pretty
that.
clear who's responsible for these juvenile acts.
Juvenile acts? Huh. If I didn't know better, that sounds like...
Oh, I'm not talking about these youngsters.
You're not?
Yeah, well, if they didn't do it, who did?
Juvenile megawatts. Or at least they're very juvenile acting. So it says it eats electricity.
It's also
It's not quite using electricity. It's just probably essentially using the charge, and in that form, the charge, the voltage, obviously causes energy in the transfer
All this time?
into electrical energy, powers itself.
not so long as people minded the signs.
That's the science. You gotta know the science of Ben 10 universe.
We're guilty.
Ain't no way.
So much for admitting
I'm escaping.
nothing.
I'm with Gwen in this one. The scientific knowledge comes
But for
in.
now, how do we...
Just
Wait,
to
did
hear what
Grandmax just have lightning pants? Or am I tripping? There we go. Upgrade in its full and finest.
Why go upgrade?
It's complicated. You wouldn't understand.
Watch didn't let you change into what you wanted it to, did it?
Shut up.
Kids interaction. Yeah, I think that would be fake ketchup. What else could that fluid be?
Time to go home.
Hey, doofus!
Oh, I love this track as well.
Come on,
Is it just me, or is there a lot of
I'll
excitement?
put a plug-in for that track as well. Put a plug-in. That's a one-time move right there.
Whoa, that's new. Not so funny now, is it?
That's something to remember in mind. One special move, one key move. Some upgrade. Maybe not the C again. And the soundtrack is so good. This track is really hard to find, actually.
Grandpa, you're genius.
Living metal, I mean, kind of. We know it's made of a bunch of cells. Nanite cells, I believe. Upgrade's made up nanite cells. Fact.
Hey, Sparky, cat!
That was like unintentional.
Okay, so that wasn't the best idea.
It was like an unintentional version of binary fission in bacteria. The way they replicated like that. Ben got lucky there. The lightning just missed him by an inch. Max got there quick as well.
Giving
Two
these
convenient
Spartans
events
a
in once.
Science lesson they won't forget.
Yeah, science lesson, I told you. All too quick for them, all too quick. So soon, yet dead.
There's a lightning rod.
Yep. Yep.
They're in the underground phone.
It depends what the material is, the underground beneath it is. Not everything is based on like conductive materials. We know that's insulating material as well. Semi-conductive, even, or non-conductive. But Max didn't hear that. Again, a one-time move that we don't see it again from the megawatts.
Everybody move!
There goes the world's largest toothpicks. Oh, the humanity.
He must have lost all sense of humanity in himself.
Those.
I'll be the great one. I will follow your lead. Planetary nightmare.
Head for the big
English translation, though.
to power up.
I have to say that.
After that,
Megawatts.
Just wipe out the
Gangsters at their own game.
The Omnitrix almost like pushed itself outwards. Like initiated by Ben's I don't know, but by Ben holding his hand like that. Heat Blast to the rescue. We love Heat Blast.
This is your only warning. Knock off the funny.
He's actually like.
Twinkling butts.
I think if you had to put a tier list for coolest aliens in terms of swag, Heat Blast is the highest. The swagger levels are insane. And this is also one of the few occasions of this Heat Blast move of riding a fireball, just to be specifically clear.
Better seal that up fast.
Obviously, Protected Earth series, he has that movement in the game, and you can watch my series. That collision came right in the unexpected spot.
Hey, Mega Wimps! You want to see something really funny? You guys are all wet.
I'm surprised they didn't do much, because we know water and electricity can really make a problem.
Can't
See, what is that? Like supersonic level speed from Heat Blast? You gotta question that. That's like a one-time move as well.
Ben did it! They took the bait!
Except that Earth has definitely nerfed these aliens to the capability.
Nice touch using the fishbowl. With non-conductive glass sealed up tight, Sparky and his pals won't be going anywhere.
Yes, the scientific terms. I was gonna say it myself.
With a little help from science fiction.
Ben, it's not science fiction if you transformed. And the mechanics of your abilities transformed the situation.
Sure wasn't a big setback for Sparksville.
More like a giant step forward. What with our new attraction, soon we'll be raking them in. Vegas light bulb.
See, he's the biggest troll. He's the biggest troll. You can't make a biggest troll tier list.
Signs.
In case of emergency, do not break glass.
Ben's still unfazed after that. The animals in the background got like shaped differently.
There is a
because they got
time
destroyed.
and a place for a practical joke.
The casual Ben face. That's the death sound from the game.
But funny is funny. Especially when it's not on you.
The workers look pretty the same. They all look the same with the helmets and everything. Alright, you're right. That was the episode, and we are absolutely fizzling through these. So, quick reaction and review. Let's do the ratings. Okay, last time I think I gave like a 9 point... What did I give? Well, the one before that, I said that I was going to give like a 9.4, but then it got downgraded to like a 9.1 or 2 because it didn't quite continue on the Limax series. The one last time, I think I supposedly liked it a lot, but like certain things held it back, so I put like a 9.5 or something, I'm pretty sure. This one, I actually like a lot, but not quite as much as, like, for example, the Kraken episode. That one hits me a lot. The last episode hits me a lot. This one goes, because it's simple and adorable and like in its idea, like it just works so well at that classic Middle West in the desert, some sort of place like the Sparksville. They said, I think I would give it a 9.2. I think I'm gonna give it a 9.2. That's fair, and I want to clarify the soundtracks in this are absolutely amazing, and I really do want to make it like a tier list of the soundtracks, and I hope to be the first of it because obviously no one's else done it, and I hope to make like an OST playlist out of it honestly as well. But obviously that will come when I can try to do that. But honestly, the music part is a complete max out. It's really good. The certain scenes like that are one and only. You have to come to this video to see it, and that's what I love to see. Special parts like the upgrade moment, the heat blast moments, and I guess the absolutely well composed and careless, probably paranoid mayor. You got to watch this, and I kind of wish we had a return of him as well. And honestly, the whole thing fits so well, and they put the bit of science into it pretty effortlessly, and I really do enjoy it. So I'm a very Gwen like thinker. Sometimes I feel like the science way goes well, and it really becomes really interesting when they put that stuff in. Because like I don't know what I don't remember any of that stuff when talking about science or whatever. And hearing that is so cool because that's something else that I like to spot out. And if it's something I didn't realize the first time I watched it, to me it's a big deal because obviously it's like me reacting to something new, but obviously something I reacted to. So it's like news and old, but it's just that bit stood out for me. And generally, I'm really excited just to see what else in the future is going to hold like this. So that's a really good standout episode. It's like parts to a bigger, like, obviously because it's not like fitting to like the overarching story or narrative. These small parts, these small individual episodes stand out more for what they hold for, and so these like parts to a greater event, like or greater like mini episodes that are individualized from the arc, like from any arc, and these are like they make like a huge aspect to that, and like being able to watch these episodes is so awesome. And I was this is like not related to the episode, but I really wonder if Protect Earth could be considered canon, because I like Protect Earth has, I feel like it brings relationship into this as a game, but that's something else to talk about one day, probably in my gameplay. But as for now, this is this reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next episode. Goodbye. Audio test 1 2 1 2. Coughing test 1 2 1 2. Okay, we just reacted to the previous episode and we are here again. I feel a lot like Kaisept KA. He does the same sort of principle. I honestly hope a lot more people in the future do some bigger reactions and like potentially bigger YouTubers than me spread the awareness of this series from so many years ago and like reveal something that they haven't watched in a long time, because I've seen there's a few minority of channels that begin and don't watch through, and those are failed channels that do not understand the premise of reactions of such important series and successful series. And so whilst they continue their failures, I'm beginning my success story. So here we are with episode 7, Kevin 11, and we have finally reached a point. Okay, we have finally reached a point where this is going to be a big deal. Last episode had a great atmosphere. When I think about it, there's so many strong vibes to the Grand Canyon level from the Earth series. I don't know why. The music, the vibes, the fact that it was in the desert, kind of all like was reminiscent and brought it together. But ultimately, here we had to conclude with an arc, a beginning of an arc, basically, that will be an overarching thing that I'm sure to see. Video, what are you? And so the premise of this is literally an overarching story, which is literally going to continue on, and we are going to be able to reach a point at which there's going to be a huge showdown, and that's what I'm excited for. So without further ado, let's get into the episode right now. Okay, I want to make a quick note just before I get into the reaction. I want suggestions. If there's any channel that I can watch which is better than the current channel I use. My current channel is so many advertisements, but I don't know if you've ever had that when you watch reactions. There's just so many channels that just keep blocking you from watching. It's a pain. And yeah, the absolute joke, man. Whoever made this and put so many adverts on it. But let's go. Such a jolly music. This music doesn't pop up very often.
Everything! Indoor pool, full day spa.
Now don't get used to it. It's only for one night.
It's expensive. See, okay, the death sound again.
I know what you're thinking, so no sneaking back in there.
I won't.
I mean, that's a kid's face, yeah.
But he will.
I mean, you couldn't see him, so.
The ultimate sneak peek for the ghost with the most freak.
So that's the ghost era of Ben without losing control.
New high score!
Quite the story.
What do you got to say for yourself, kid?
It's not very smart from a 10-year-old. It's not very smart from a 10-year-old. And Official Game Over was referenced to one of the future episodes, but it's not very smart from a 10-year-old to shout like that and just play like that. but a 10-year-old thing, I'm gonna say. But where did he get the authority to do that? He's only a guard, I swear.
Technical about it.
I never even got a chance to take a shower. In a real shower for the first time all summer. Plus, they had a spa.
That's kind of sad.
Nice going, doofus.
Fair
How do you
points
expect me
made.
to trust you if you keep misusing the watch?
Excuse me.
See, this reoccurring arc of Ben's Omnitrix.
Good. Why can't I use it just once for me?
It's not how many times you use it, Ben. It's how you use it.
That's the second lesson. The second lesson he said about the
What do you care
Omnitrix.
about?
This. This is my vacation too.
Another death
You
thing.
can't always tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
See, that line hits so hard in the absolute history of Ben 10 original. That line is like an absolute death shot. It's a ghost freak shot. Like.
I'll be back in a...
I mean, Gwen's also like 11, let's be honest here.
Where do you think you're
So,
going?
Gwen acting very like that. It's crazy.
Here.
Sorry, I don't speak dweeb.
You're going to be so grounded.
Actually, I think Gwen's like 12.
Oh, next summer, I'm going to sleepaway camp.
This used to be popular back in the day, I'm more than aware.
Game over? It just started.
There's a new
This
cricket
thing ain't
game,
my tokens.
like on Google Plays or whatever. Like that.
Risk.
This place is a ripoff, you know that?
You're right. The games here stink.
Yeah, but not as bad as
Here
his
it is.
breath. Major case of sewer mouth.
You're funny. Here, you owe me one.
Whoa.
So an energy like flux caused that or something.
We can't take those. They're not
Caused the
ours.
dispenser to open with the coins. That is
Thanks. I'm Ben.
Kevin.
Wanna play some air hockey?
one of the few appearances of that.
Nah, I gotta bail.
That's like the only appearance, like a non-practical situation in which she's done that.
He seemed okay to me.
Long time no see. Where you going, freak? Home to recharge your batteries?
So they know, and this is already something that's had a background.
He's gonna need a lot more than you. Now beat it.
Pushing a kid like that
Skills too.
is kind of crazy.
Don't!
And it is the absolute beast of an accelerate. Another transformation. Helmet down. Tail whiplash.
Yeah, and you're gonna pay. You can't take us all alone, freak.
But I can.
Little early for Halloween, dude, isn't it?
I'm surprised that guy really thought it was funny to make a joke like that. Like, that feels satisfying. Beating up a guy like that. Annoying that. So now look at defenses they look. They look like toddlers now.
Trick or treat.
I can't believe you went.
But the bystanders did nothing.
He helped me. That's the way I want it.
So it's like it's almost like a villain arc of Ben. That's gonna be a title, you know.
I was bored with it. I'm like an energy sponge. Motors, air conditioners, lights, batteries, whatever. Soak it up, then dish it out when I have to. Or want to.
Cool.
It's got like an energy principle in it, but it's not describing energy conservation by its finest.
Where's
But
Ben?
why would you?
Yeah.
Like that face is a menacing face from Grandpa Max. I'm telling you, there are very few occasions where Max gets such a professional Max face like that.
Here?
That hits hard.
By myself.
What about your family?
Long gone. They weren't too thrilled having a freak for a son, but it just means I don't answer to nobody.
Sounds
So
good to me.
so he says that no parents, but we know that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they advertised a game like that. Back in the day, they did that.
I got a tip and you ship me.
Now you wouldn't see like Spider-Man open, Spider-Man 2 coming open like that. People just running like that. I mean, this is like proper gangster theft, high
Whoa.
in a warehouse. So
Check it out.
Kevin's technically a warehouse level threat here, or city level threat actually. He is. Because look, they've got all the higher security, police, FBI, or whoever agents, CIA on them.
What do we do?
Get out of here!
I mean, the fact that they did not pay attention to whoever was inside is kind of strange, but they might know it's Kevin, is what I'm thinking. Or they're just like, crap, you know.
Freeze, punks.
We have no idea. I mean, swap. There we go.
Time to rev things up.
I mean, this is just crazy. This is taking out a SWAT guy like that. So obviously,
Let's go!
an act of violence obviously could cause the SWAT to actually make violence themselves, like pulling out guns and whatever. So this is like the most like. So I mean, it's purposeful for Ben to get out of the situation, but obviously he's in a troubled situation, a bad situation, because like not like a good hero situation. It's like a villain situation.
Oh, you reek!
Obviously. The absolute rebound caused by Stinkfly.
And people call me a freak. How'd you do that?
This music is very close to a track that I'll play right now. It's very similar to one of the tracks, the Enoch track. It's a remix of all that. This is Stinkfly's track. His iconic track. Some heck of a sniper right now. I really like the intensity of sound. Like when he pushes across the ground, you can truly feel that momentum of Stinkfly pushing up and lifting back up. And that glass sound effect. It's really well, like almost orchestrated, you could say. I'm not so sure about helicopters like this. Helicopters being this low is a bit unusual. But we... Sumo Samo cards. Sumo Samo on that giant billboard. That's kind of crazy. I mean, Kevin's kind of celebrating, even though he's one of the targets.
Whenever we want.
That's a villain's line, that is. That's a villain's line.
What do you say? Check it out.
It's not particularly a fun situation, because this is not quite like a sort of funny repercussion from a situation. It's like a serious situation. You're not really having fun out of this situation. That's why you're not liking it. The villain arc is crazy.
I'm not gonna let you do this.
We shook. We're partners.
No, this is going way too far.
Then try and stop me. Watch, boy.
You don't care about anyone else but yourself.
You talking about me?
No, I'm talking about me.
That's kind of crazy. Ben's actually having a go at himself like that. Good moral lessons. That's a hefty push from Kevin.
Me neither. I'm switching the track back. Time to go forearms.
So we know, it's the heat blast moment. From confused to anger. I mean, he's really setting the stage for it. See, this doesn't get pulled off enough. Heat blast aura, light aura. I'm surprised Heat Blast didn't see him. And here's the first stage of Kevin's mutation. He's not really having repercussions. The DNA, the energy absorbance features that will happen by doing this. So now he's...
I absorb energy, remember?
You don't have to do this.
Like it's crazy. Fire with fire. Fire with fire happened in the first episode. If you remember. Fire with fire.
Payday.
I can't tell if that Heat Blast face was like, or was like just like curious, like that Heat Blast face or something. So this is like a question that's been asked before, or like people wonder How does it happen? That's pretty cool. That doesn't happen very often either. Firenator. So the switch is... I'll discuss it at the end. To be fair. So I'm thinking about it as well. So this is again the second time a practical situation with the alien has been used, but in a villain situation, like a situation which is not a heroic situation, in the same episode. With Stinkfly,
Grandpa?
just zooming out, and now Heat Blast, remember, grapple arm.
Oh man, I hate that sound.
So he's still gripping it. It just obviously changes. See, this is crazy. This is like a scene of beyond Hollywood action. Like that's the only thing, like almost powerful like feature, is the only thing that's really holding like the difference between Ben getting rescued and not.
That's gonna hurt.
And accelerating at this speed is also insane. Also the cars are going the opposite way, so this is a whole lot of complication of events
Nice catch,
for rescue. And Ben, as a 10-year-old, managed to time that.
Are you ever planning on listening to me? None of this would have happened if you just obeyed me from the beginning. It's all about trust.
Then trust me that Kevin's probably
Another standpoint, the changing,
Grandpa,
a
Ben's right.
learning
No
to
telling
growth.
what he could do next.
Turn into forearms.
Hey, look how big Forearms is. I don't quite understand that. That's crazy, like, him public transforming. Someone should have seen that. See, that's a Ben mistake. It's a nifty Ben mistake. And that's very hardcore from Kevin. Man, these stories were hard, they go hard.
Oh, this is gonna be real fun. Tell me about it. I'm taking all your
Proper
alien
brute fight. 4 vs 6, but Forearms does have the practice. Although Kevin's getting smacked. I mean, Forearms is getting smacked up here. Come on. Forearms is my favourite, you know. We gotta have something resolvement here. Yeah, this track also was always accompanied with the Forearms. Almost always. Look at this. So this happened within the de-transformation period.
That's for good. Instead of
So Gary Max is just observing at this
you can
situation.
hang with us.
What's in it for me?
For starters, people will like you.
I mean, Ben tried with honesty.
Oh man, you are so dim! Your mama dropped you on your head when you were a little baby? Now give me that watch!
You're the one who's dim. I told you I can't.
So the first time we see the Omnitrix reflux, this is such a really cool moment. I like that. The Omnitrix, like a repulsion force. That's something quite. That is, and it actually transformed him as well.
No!
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm sorry, Grandpa. For everything.
I know you are. You're my grandson, and nothing will ever change that. But my trust is something you'll have to earn back.
He earns it pretty quickly back though, let's be honest.
Just wait.
So he's realised he can still replicate that like his Heat Blast transformation. Another episode. Okay, what an episode. To be fair, that episode had a lot in it, and it's hit. Yeah, that episode still hits. Okay, what's the ratings here? Let's think proper. The music. The music hits well. It has potentially very like. It's simple tracks that they're easy to obtain. Some tracks are pretty cool and especially the sound effects. The sound effects, like in situations where like synthesize digging down, blowing upwards, or like the bullet fire, or like certain scenes that express like things that need to be exaggerated in a situation, work well, and that's something that goes well. The SFX goes well. The actions, the scenes, the choreography, and all, and like that's some pretty hardcore like bully fights and like a pretty aggressive scene, especially within Kevin's fight scene. Obviously, he gave up pretty quickly after those punches, just within the transformation period. Overall, that's really cool. So, rating, we'd probably settle at. Obviously, last one was like, what was it? It was like a 9.1, 9.2. I think it was 9.2. But this is clearly on top of that, and it goes pretty far with the episodes. Do I see this beyond the bounty episode is the deep question, though. I think I don't, though, honestly, because like that episode is so like, for me, that's such a meaningful episode. I don't know there's so much about that episode that revolves that around my head all the time, so it's hard to get away from that episode. And that episode's like a universal to all the other episodes that happen beyond classic as well. So, like this episode has to go pretty far on the list, though. I still gotta give it like a 9 point. I gotta give it like a 9.4 at least. There's no way it's a 0.1 increase from the last episode. A 9.4 I think is pretty good on this. So this is like a proper big deal, you know. This is like the beginning of the beginnings of so many different stories that will happen, and it's so cool. Obviously, I think there's a point at which Omniverse does like change certain storylines so that certain story, I can't remember what the word is used when the storyline is fixed or changed, like from what it used to be slightly and adjusted. But essentially, that has happened, I think, in Omniverse. But nonetheless, this still contributes very meaningfully to Kevin episode in the introduction. It's all villain as far as we're aware. And the scene that I want to talk about, which obviously I'm about to go into, is like, for example, that scene was awesome as well. Like, I really like that. Like, I felt the moment and the situation. I felt the intensity of it. So that's the point of it. So okay, the switch. If he melts the switch, well, the switch initially is essentially a component that's going to obviously, you pull it, and the lever system is essentially going to divert the tracks through probably a bunch of pistons or a change in the current, which essentially provides a voltage, obviously, which results in the tracks, whatever the component that push flicks it, that whatever piston feature to push it. So by melting the system, you're basically overriding like the default action of that. So you're basically reverting it, because without that component, you are basically preventing an action to remain in its current form. So as in, it's not going to divert tracks. So it's obviously going to have to reset tracks, because like in the moment of the situation, if you blow the fuse is obviously going to then result in the current probably passing back through the whatever the component is, and resulting in the piston moving back to its original form, like from its like deflected form back to its original form, or some sort. I don't know why I want to give so much theory behind that one scene, but I've seen people like question it, and that made me obviously interested in questioning it, because obviously that's the whole point of it. It's about me and the fandom and the audience and everything. So I gotta be in with it. I've got to be in with the conversations. So that is that scene. Obviously, to me, it means a lot because it's just like a small scene. So any small scene that I haven't seen in a long time means a lot to me. Especially I haven't seen it in a while. It feels fresh. So obviously it's very fresh for me because it's been ages. This is all like a fresh reaction basically. So I'm interested in everything, any tiny aspect. That's the difference of this channel. What you get the tiniest moments. So as for that, the whole episode is an absolute dub. and I'm hoping to see a lot of these dark, like these sort of villain arc-esque storylines that develop. One-to-one villains obviously escalate, but like this is such a good, like, simple episode that can be brought back in future episodes, and I hope to see that come back into fruition. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is a great episode, and I'll see you guys next time, next episode reaction. Goodbye.